Hi, Tess.
I'm so happy I have you here. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to welcome Polina SONNTAG here today. Polina is an expert in pigmentology, and she has a very interesting background. She has over 7 years of experience, and she was also working for Swiss Color some time. She already has over 3,000 students worldwide, and she also owns an online Russian academy for pigmentology, and I'm very pleased to have you here today. Thank you so much, Polina.
Thank you, Tess. Thank you, Tess.
So, tell us something about you. Tell us how this all happened.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm started for 2016, and I'm coming in PIMU industry with a Swiss color company, and I'm growing there. In the position, I was responsible for all trainers, for international trainings, for organizing, for international partner sale departments, and I also travel around the world to make representation of products of company. And so 2018 I started to do my speech on the congress, only with the pigmentology topics. And after my first speech, girls coming to me, there was girls with 10 years experience, and said, we're looking for this information around 10 years, and you come in now in 30 minutes, you give us the answer. Do you have online training? And since 2018, people asking me, but I was employed and I did it everything for the company. In 2001 I started my own business with trainings, because I feel me confidence to do a special training education. This was my special, because very fast I realized we have so many problems and so many mistakes, and all mistake is in the education. And
Mhm.
that's why I am my first training which I create was for trainers. There was trainer for the training for the trainer, and so I keep my high quality, my high knowledge, and in I'm educated, I think, already all most famous master around the world. So you know many names are from, like Anna Kutsevolova, and like Irina Korop, Marika Sukhaya, and many another big artists who already passed my training.
Mhm.
I'm cooperating also with another academy. I'm educating also online, and I'm creating also trainings for another academy, and I have my own online academy. At the moment, I have this only in for Russian speaking market, but for English speaking market, I'm doing also private coaching, so private trainings are one to one,
Mhm.
and yes, it is also at the moment I have this like this for another languages, for German and for English. Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
took
I
this private
it's
training
very
actually.
important. Yes, it's a very important. I in all these years I find all technical information about pigments to understand why we're working in with these pigments, with this technique, why we have to find their handpiece pass, which fit to their pigments. And because we have a different handpiece, we have different needles also, and we have different technique. And all these three topics, they update of the pigment structure, because is to be truth is no one developed any pigments like special for implantation in the skin. They are coming all from another industry.
Mhm.
So this powder, yeah, this raw material,
I
it's
have
not
it here, so I
yes,
can show it.
powder, yes, it is produced for any other industry, but not for implantation in the skin. That's why producer looking always what we can do, how we can update that the pass and does enter better in the skin, and you get a better color retention. It's always gaming because the powder is not like special for skin implantation. Yeah, and this is the reason why we have so much technique, why we have so much equipments, and about equipments we also going to speak today little.
Exactly, and it's really not as easy as it seems like it is, because if we use for example mineral pigment, we need to know how to work with the mineral pigment because it behaves completely different than the hybrid pigments or organic, for example. But I would maybe like to start from the beginning. I know that some people, they have a difficulty to understand what exactly is the pigment. For example, I have here pigment. Yeah, this is a finished product. And could you please explain what exactly is inside of this product?
So in general we have three kind um, of ingredients, yeah, of three combination of ingredients, because pigments is combination of let's say of different pigments.
Yeah.
So we have combination between pigments and dyes. Dyes they color in water and they dilute in water, and pigments when you drop them in the water, they are just falling like a piece. They have a strong physical structure, and they would not like color in water. If they color in water, that doesn't stay in the skin.
Yeah, and I can show it here. I prepared everything. So here is the water, and Polina is talking about pigment that it's not coloring the water. So that means it's gonna fall down straight. Hopefully you
Yeah,
see it, right?
this is pigments. If you see some coloration, it could be two opportunity. First, you have some water soluble colorant inside, which doesn't stay in the skin because they don't have a physical structure and they cannot stay in the skin. They go immediately in the blood vessels and disappear. It says happens a lot with yellow. If you see like water coloring with yellow, it's like this yellow would not stay.
Yeah.
And the next one is there. If we have if also this is one, and this is carbon black.
Yeah.
So this is I call this pure organic pigment but based on carbon black.
Mm-hmm.
Every this color inside they have his light fastens um, stability, so they are could be more or less stable for UV light. And some of pigments, red, yellow, orange, they have so pure resistance to the UV lights, so that after 6-7 months you see only carbon black inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is our grayish eyebrows. Most of them based on the carbon black with organic, which have not high resistance to UV light. We have also organic pigments also, which and everything is like in the code, all information in the code of color index. On my training I give information. I have a table with light fastens for my students with all colorants which the permanent makeup artist using for production. So the next is the let's say this is iron oxide pigments. I think I have now one here.
You got it? Because I have powders of iron
Yeah,
oxides.
I have a red iron oxide, and I want to show you the difference between organic red and yes, Tess, you have this also nice
Yeah,
because I have a very dark. I have a very dark iron oxide. Iron oxide could be very orangey.
this one.
Yes, these are very orangey, and this is depending of which. Mm, there's not always pure iron oxide. They have another ingredients inside. They can have another metal inside. That's why they can change its color. And this one reason. And the second reason is micronization, because particle size with different size would have a different shade. Let's say like this. Yeah. This is also one thing. And particle size we can test also in water. So we see if a big particle size, we see a really like a piece of sand, big piece of sand. If a small particle size, this is like a flower, flower
Yeah.
in the water.
I
Yeah.
also have here the. I already showed how the mineral looks like. It's really like heavy particle, so it falls down straight away. And I
Mm-hmm.
also have here the hybrid one, and you
Mm-hmm.
can see how it's coloring the water, and it's really different.
Yeah, so like this doing if you have inside carbon black but not a gas black, because carbon black could be pure inorganic, made of 100% elemental carbon, and this is inorganic elements.
Mm-hmm.
Or we have inside, if this, we have gas black and we have petroleum black. And petroleum black, they are like a oil in water. They have a high density and they are spread in the skin. If you work a hair strokes with pigment based on oil black, not on the gas black but on the oil black,
Mm-hmm.
you would have a precise hair strokes that will be like a migrate and swimming. Yeah.
Blurry.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a little bit blurry. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and if you put pigment to the water, how you can see if it's gas black or if it's petroleum oil black? Can you see the difference in the water? Because
Yes,
there's only like CI 77266. That's carbon black, but
yes,
put it to the water. Can you see the difference?
yes, you can see difference. I prepared my pigments to show you this, but I forgot water. I need to take a glass. I'm coming in 1 second.
Yeah, perfect. So Polina is really an expert in pigmentology. I really love her because I took her private training around 6, 7 months ago, I think, and I was really blown away by the information she gave me. Because before I attended a lot of courses, I gained quite a lot of knowledge, but I never dived into the really information how it really behaves. Because if you are on a course, people always say, "Yeah, this is mineral, this is organic, or this is hybrid," and we know that if we have organic and inorganic together, it's hybrid. But I never knew that, for example, carbon black, which has a CI number 77266, is really, it can be also like organic or inorganic. I thought that when it starts with 77, it's always mineral, because 77491, 492, 499, it's all iron oxides. Yeah. So really, this is the best training I could take, and I'm so happy that Polina accepted the invitation to the live stream. Okay, hello again.
Then first I will show you when you have this organics inside.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's oil on top, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
and with the gas black, and with the time there will be everything like a black. So this is like this demi soluble, so it's not 100% soluble, but you see this, you see how they are really inert in this case. So um, that's why it's difficult to remove them with removal. The carbon is really um,
So
very
carbon oil, oil black is harder to remove, right?
is any carbon black is hard to remove.
Okay.
I need to check because I think I have another one. It's like narrow. I will try if I have a more gas black.
Yeah. But I
Like
can
nothing.
see it. It's different. It's falling
Yeah.
down easier, right?
Yes. So they are um they are not so. I need to buy more pigments for this. There with the gas is already everything is
Yeah.
just.
Mm-hmm.
So here you see it's also gas black, but it's very small micronized.
Okay, yeah, you
It's
can see it in the water, like the small dots, right?
yes. They are just have a very small micronization, but this is also gas black. It's it's difference. It's, let's say I would show you this like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different.
You see here like really like a earl, and here you see a small, very small particles,
Mhm.
and because they are so small micronized, they is very light.
Oh,
They stay. So with a bigger micronization, there another one which I want to test it. They're falling down like a pieces. They look in water like a mineral.
okay,
This gas,
yeah.
and eel black, they have aromatic hydrocarbons inside, and this is organic compounds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you sometimes this is only 19% of organic, and rest is inorganic, because it is a mix. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes this is almost 50% of organic hydrocarbons and less inorganic elemental carbon. So and this bring you as more you have organic compounds in carbon black, there would be more opaque, really opaque. And it's good for eyeliner when you do eyeliner, but you have to be very careful because they go immediately in the skin when you just light touch the skin, and they go immediately. And gas black, it's difficult to implant this like a mineral, so you have them to bring them in the skin in the same technique, yeah, like you implant the minerals.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Um, can we talk a little bit more about the cosmetic base? Because we were talking about it, this is the product, but
Mm-hmm.
inside there is organic components or
Mm-hmm.
unorganic or mixed together. And then we also have some isopropyl alcohol or
Yeah.
glycerin, which I can show you the difference. Glycerin is really oily and really thick. You can see it. And isopropyl alcohol is like water. So this is kind of cosmetic base. And could you tell us something more about this?
Yes. Look. Um, as I start my presentation with these organic pigments, or also inorganic pigments like iron oxide, they are not water soluble.
Mhm.
Um, what does it mean? So water and isopropyl alcohol. This is liquid based, which have which let's say polar. They have plus or minus. You know, they have some electric how you say this electric reasons, so plus or minus.
Yeah, okay.
Pure organic, they are not polar, and they need they need based, which also not polar. And
Okay.
this is because you know, organic you can mix in not polar how called this based, which a strong lipophilic part. So glycerin is not the best one. If we have also simeticone have a better it's have a longer chain of lipophilic part, so of this fatty part, and we need this for organic, because organic would not mixed with the water. They would also even not wet with the water without oil.
Okay.
Easy to say, yeah. So because this is a not this is not polar, it's not water soluble ingredients. They are also resistant to all alkaline on all acids, pure organic, which not polar, and that's why they need only with oil you can connect this together. So you need oil to connect, you need glycerin to connect this together, and not only glycerin, also polyvinyl pyrrolidone. For stabilization, you need also, for example, another ingredients like isopropyl palmitate, so that they not stick together. Also, you can use silica. They are also good stabilized and feel. It's like a filler for pigments, because silica is made so that pigment would be more visible on the surface of the skin. So
and can we talk in general about organic and inorganic pigments? What are the main differences between them and how to work with them in the skin?
So, if we speak about pure mineral pigments, pure iron oxide, which iron oxides are, you can have also as ingredients chrome oxide, titanium dioxide. They need you implant them very, very, very compact. Yeah, you need to implant them a lot in many passes. So that you have a visible result, because they have atomic crystal structure, and organic is a in his atomic molecular structure have a very small molecular volume. So the molecular volume is small, but particle size can be big. Normally they are micronized this now also in nanometer, also iron oxides, but it's still because his crystalline structure, the light, when they pass through, they're scattering. You always have this effect of scattering. That's why iron oxide is dual color, because this his physical properties of his crystalline structure. Organic is a molecule connection of many organic ingredients like hydrogen, nitrogen, um, carbon, and also you can get another ingredients inside. There would be like copper or also iron, so they made also a lot of hybrids pigments, and also not a lot, but some of them is hybrids. You have some technique when you take a mineral like titanium dioxide, and you know, it's mineral, it's like a stone, and organic, it's like a piece of tissue. You know, this tissue like tulle, like tutu. Yeah, so let's say organic is like tutu, and the mineral is like a stone, and you take a stone and bring tutu on the stone. This is how they're doing hybrid pigments, yellow, red, orange. They take not always titanium dioxide, but also aluminum salt, barium salt, natrium salt, and so they made lac or hybrid pigments. So they have inside something inorganic, some minerals, and outside they have organic.
Okay, and that's the hybrid molecule.
This is a hybrid molecule, yes. This is not like you take your iron oxide or like you take a finished tint with different structures and you mix this together. This is like in one bottle is already organic and inorganic inside in under one color index.
Okay.
And they're doing also same with now with iron oxide. Like iron oxide, many people said they are oxidated, you can get reddish eyebrows. uh, Not anymore. It exists pigments which also they get organic, some organic substances like polymethylsiloxalan on the surface of the organic and of the mineral pigments, so they will protect them for oxidation also.
Yeah, that's really good because
Yeah,
um,
like let's just like a cover like a coating, and now it's coming from the technical industry, these pigments, like coating industry. But our body, let's say, for our body is better like this because they didn't know technical allergen.
mhm.
They know very well allergen from the color, from their clothes, from the food, but technical allergen we didn't know at the moment. That's why when you have these pigments which have a high light resistance, this is first what you need to have if you don't want to have some problem with the allergy. And yeah, so sometimes it's the green pigments, this copper of phthalocyanin,
Mhm.
which now permitted in European Union. And I tell him this because still this color index 74160, there exist in many Russian brands, which also you can find here in Europe, still can find. But these blue pigments can make allergy because his pigments, every pigments, every substance, they absorb light and reflect light, because our white light is it's combination of violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and we see all colors because of this. And this also phenomenon why only of some colors we have problem with allergic, because on tattoo, on body tattoo, you have also sometimes with green and with red this like a bubble in the sun, in the sun.
Mhm.
Many people have this problem, but it's not because of this substance, because chemical components. It is because of his physical property, in which wave in because every wave has his length, and in which wave the color will be absorbed, because only if absorbed you can get a photochemical reaction with photon of light and with substance of pigments. Otherwise you cannot get, because of yellow is I never heard some allergic reaction, because um, light absorption for this bluish red and for this um, for this pigment, this copper phthalocyanin, uh, it's also 650 nanometers, and this is the red light, this length of the red light, and they will be absorbed, and then you can get this allergic reaction.
Mhm. And can you tell us some positives and negatives of each of these colors? Like not colors, but organic pigments and inorganic pigments.
Um, you have to know on which kind of skin you use minerals and you use carbon black, because as I said, let's say we have minerals pigments and we have pigments organic mixed with carbon black. This is two kind of pigments. And if you have a woman 50 plus 60 plus and made in her carbon black, this will be horrible. Her skin is very dry, and organic and carbon black that doesn't like this oil loss dry skin. They like the early skin. So as I told you, organic and carbon black you mix. You cannot mix this with water. You always need the oil, and the same is skin. Organic and carbon black, they feel his comfortable and looks nice in their early skin, and in the dry old skin it's not good. There could you can get also some spots. They're forming some agglomerates in the skin. Are Yeah, so and you would, yes, so let's say that you use minerals for old women and you use organic and carbon black based pigments for young people or for early skin special, because mineral pigments on early skin you would not get it. um,
Yeah.
Next point, so why you need both, yeah, why you need both? When the second problem is when producer mixed too much carbon black in the formula. Then you have or a permanent makeup artist made too much pass. So like implant pigment hybrid pigments based on carbon black in the technique of how you coloring minerals, yeah, how you implant minerals. Implant too much, yeah. So and what you should do, you cannot take for the correction hybrid pigments which have more carbon black inside. You take orange correctors and you take brown of minerals, because otherwise you would implant more and more and more carbon black if you take same pigments, and then you would get more grayish and more color inside. And there are second very important points. All new minerals which come in now, also in Europe, I didn't know who still produce mineral pigments, but we have now in East Europe, in Russia, very good minerals pigments which really disappear after 12 months because they are quite pure iron oxide pigments. They are also not magnetic. I have here one example of not magnetic iron oxide. So where's my magnets? I will show you. So if you have quite pure iron oxide is would destroyed by ferment called ferritin. So ferritin can detect, and if you have a lot of heavy metals, as was in the past for 20 years, then it was difficult so you always had this remind orangey pigments, but it's I would not recommend to use Korean or Chinese minerals. Take Russian minerals because they are really disappear. I tested Bicolors, I tested Contour and another brands which also in 12 months you don't have permanent makeup. And then you have, for me minerals, it's like it's a future, like a nail business. Nail you doing every 3 weeks, yeah. You can do permanent makeup one time in the year with minerals, with good minerals which disappear really after 12 months. So you do your hairs with new technique, you go maybe a coloring of 3-4 times in the year, yeah. You can do also with permanent makeup one time in the year, and they are also not create too much fibros. You don't need much correction with minerals, um, and you use you learn, you don't need to learn so much techniques. Yeah, so like um, if you use different pigments, you nearly need to learn for every pigment some kind of technique. And if you work with minerals, but minerals probably would not stay on very early skin, or with skin which have a hyperkeratos, but maybe some type of skin is just not good for permanent makeup.
And
Yeah.
can you mix pigments like different labels together?
It's important to before you start to mix. I'm looking for my magnet. I want to show you these pigments. Yes, you can mix different brands. You can mix um, organic with iron oxide, but under important rules. First, cosmetic based like water, glycerin, alcohol, it should be same. So, like what you have first, a first position on the ingredients. Second, micronization. They should have a similar particle size. They should have not like one have a very big particle size, other very small. They would not mix it together. But mineral with organic, as you mixed, so as I told you, you take stone and put two on their top. So mineral with organic, you can mix it very good.
Okay, perfect.
And if you for example mix something and want to test if it's mixed together, you take your cup with mixed pigments, put and check if there would like one color, or you see different color in water.
Yeah, perfect. That's a really important question because a lot of people is asking me all the time if they can mix some pigments together. Because, for example, for lips, I almost always mix pigment together. But I'm really trying to take care of it, and I always check the labels, as you said, and I always try to also put it to the water from the cup to test it if it binds
Yeah.
together. Oh, if it's separating. It never separated before, so it's all good for now. um I would like to talk a little bit maybe about the reach,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of questions around, and I know that you know it very well and you know what is going on, so maybe you could
Look at
explain
this.
a little bit.
It's absolutely not magnetic.
Yeah, perfect.
And there it's, I know that's also contour use it also. They are not magnetic. Red and yellow. Black is always magnetic in most of forms. You have only hammer this is form of called gamma carbon oxide.
Mm-hmm.
So you have one and you have a black iron oxide. Then they are not magnetic because they are produced in the way like they are heating um, under one point, and then they are lost his magnetic because they get carbon inside. So this is like one molecule we say carbon and then ferrum of a ferrum free O4. So it's like a carbon oxide, and carbon oxide is perfect for eyeliner. It's when you see on the label they are writing two color index, carbons and iron oxides, black with, and this is the perfect pigments, and they are also not magnetic. So about reach, what they want to know about reach.
They are always asking if the pigments have reached the brands, because
The brand,
yeah, how this works, how the brand can get the certification and be reach, how the brand can make it safe.
okay, it's in the reach regulation. There are many different topic which is finally not 100% restrict. but it's I would say it's not any pigments is banned, but they are restrict, like you can use so much amount. It is not these ingredients or these heavy metals must be not more than 0.05 milligram of kilogram. So
Mm-hmm.
they made this or special is they figure out some color index which must be not more than 0.1% of mass of pigment. So
Mm-hmm.
like 1,000 milligram of kilogram and not more. It's very less. So that's some color index. It's not really banned, but if you use them, they're always as it is technical not possible to use them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like say like this. The second things about safe for me is safe because now producer continue to use organic pigments
Mm-hmm.
which are not regulated because in European Union regulation is not exist a list of pigments which allowed to use in permanent makeup, and producer use pigments which reach no regulated, this called not no regulated list of pigments. If and it says here so in Europe that's if it's not confirmed that pigment dangerous, you can use them. Also, even if it's not confirmed that pigment even not dangerous. um, I told you before what for me is inorganic importance, and this is his light fastened color, and they should have 7 or 8 maximum points of light color, the biggest color of light fastens,
Mm-hmm.
and then they are safe for me because most of these aromatic amines they are coming when the pigment have his photo degradation. When the molecule is in one, it's nothing happens. Only if they are destroyed by the UV lights, and you have these elements like oanizidine or toluene. This is all aromatic amines which have excellent penetration property in our cells. They go in the cells and they're called this mutagenic, cancerogenic. What does it mean mutagenic? Because this is amines, this is aromatic amines, they go in cells. In cells is DNA, and they can destroy nucleotide of DNA. So this is, they're not telling this like this, they tell us just cancerogenic, mutagenic on all web pages written, but what exactly mean no one explain exactly. And I can tell you these pigments what is now on this rich list, they all have this potential by destroying by the UV lights to get these aromatic amines. And pigments which not regulated now, they don't have this group also potential. When they're destroyed, they would not create oanizidine or another aromatic amines. So let's say this the rich is not confirmed um, these pigments for using, but they are also not restrict them. And I check them, they have first excellence maximum photostable for the UV lights, and in rich now restricted all pigments with low yeah they are not explained this like this. I explain you now here because um, it's I learned this. I spent 7 years to learn everything. So and this the next is how to get documents. Yeah, the documents is a very interesting topic because you can get test report in ISO accredited labors with ISO number 17035. You have this in many countries, in Germany, in Czech Republic, and you have to send the samples there. You pay the money. This costs like 1,500 euro per pigments to test them, and then you get test protocols so that your pigments don't have this color index which restricts in the reach, that your pigments not form all these aromatic amine, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, so that they don't have this all list of heavy metal, or it's have not more than allowed. So they have this, as I said before, they're not restricted, but they're not bigger than in this amount. So you get these protocols. This is like paper war and money there and there, and then you are with the papers. Some of labors, I know this exactly, some of labors, you even don't need to send their test. You need just to send the money and you get your papers, and then you go on the sale. It is just questions about money to get these documents now at the moment. So it is also about minerals, because I don't know how biotech with minerals have really rich documents, or this so that's finally they're doing this free supplier declaration, this called. But this free supplier declaration you have to do on the real test protocols, or another points. So you have sometimes laboratory, there for every process what laboratory doing, they get some ISO certification, so that they have qualification to do this. Also employers who doing documents, they have education and the license to sign the documents. I saw so many documents signed not for chemical personnel, but some from owner from business, so that they are just declare that's our pigments. But this is, with this paper you can go in the toilets. So if they signed from the owner from business and not from the really labor a person which have a special license, and labor have ISO certification to do this test. So how people get a document in Europe, it's like everywhere, so you pay money and you get it.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was really interesting to understand it properly.
Yeah.
I have another question, and I have
Yeah.
a question about titanium dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that it can be really, it has to, it should, like titanium dioxide shouldn't be in the brow pigments. Could you please explain why and in what qualities it should be in lips pigments?
So in the eyebrow pigments, they made this you know titanium dioxide take a color away, they take a tone will be lighter.
Yeah.
And for eyebrows, if you want to get nice results, we don't need they use it this as a filler, for pigments. But the end, when the organic disappear, you have this light gray shade. That's why in eyebrows you always will get this like light dirty grayish, not natural shadow, but it will be yeah, like with soap, like black with soap.
Okay.
It looks strange. And if you use it in pigments of lips, you should get this in very small concentration, special when you work with Fitzpatrick 5, because it's better titanium dioxide, but not on the first position, never on the first position, because you would get black lips if you use titanium dioxide on their Fitzpatrick 5, for example, on very dark lips. It's very, and there should be small micronized, but not too small. I show you maybe one example. You see, they are not coloring water. You see a small particles, but they are still not coloring water, because titanium dioxide which like yogurt in their water. They are so small, micronized, and they build aggregates that would be uh, very concentrated, and they would be very very visible in the skin. They should, here you see just the small particles. So is the so is the real minerals. And when you made the test, when the pigments is bigger micronized, there would be in the position of 4, and they would have excellent, can implant them very good in the skin. They are a little more acidic. When the pigments very small micronized, they would be more greenish, and they would more difficult to implant, because pH, it's hydrogen scalar, yeah. And when you smaller you made these pigments, more oxygen you have in the formula, and then there will be more alkaline, and would be difficult to implant in the skin. All more acidic pigments going faster, all greenish alkaline, it's go not so fast, yeah. And this is dangerous, this is dangerous color, especially for carbon black. Some carbon black can get really very alkaline pH, and you can burn the skin. I saw this with big tattoo. All epidermis, like you could take this like away, so there was, everything was burned, very deep burn.
Okay, and if you have, for example, a lip pigment, and 77891, the titanium dioxide, is on the first position, is it okay?
This is only for girls with very light lips, or if you want to get a nude effect, nude, yeah, nude. If you nude, you need this. But if the girl want a little bit color, then it would be too white. I have another brand here, and look here, it's also, it's smaller micronized as the
As the before, the one before, right?
yes. There this first one, there was like um 300, 400 micrometers, maybe 500, and this one is like 200 or less micrometers. And I see here it's not really particles, this is like agglomerates. This is agglomerates when the pigments is very small micronized, and they form a new particles, like new piece of color which content of small particles.
Okay.
So yeah.
So we have the
and,
question
and
here.
if,
Yeah.
if make a test of pH, if you want to make a test of pH, you just you need only this yellow paper, because they are working on the both sides. Not put this like in water, because in pigment it doesn't work. You put this on one side of the paper, do like this with micro brush, and check on another side which pH they have. Of course, this pH regulator is also with there's also, you have this with um, cosmetic based inside, but it doesn't matter, because some pigments is really green, so it's really alkaline, more alkaline, and as my experience now, they are going not so good in the skin. I tested now the another one, and I will show you results a little bit later.
Okay. I have a question here. Soda is asking, she's saying, what I found is when I do pigmentation, the speed of how quick pigment goes to under skin is different with each pigment. And some pigments, they show more blue tone later. Why it is happening? that some pigments, they go easier into the skin, some harder, and some show blue undertone, even though they say it's pure black carbon base.
Okay, this is because of the gas black. First, you can test pigments if this gas black or this is petroleum black. And as I see now, it's probably the you have a gas black, because gas black is like all minerals. Depends of particle size of the size. Yeah, depends of particle size. They would be visible in the bluish, in the greenish, or in the brownish spectrum. Small, very small micronized pigments that doesn't go good in the skin. As smaller you have the pigments, carbon black, they will be um, visible on the surface in the bluish spectrum, because the blue is the shortest way, and that's a wave of the light. We are also counting with nanometers, and the size of pigments particles, it's also in nanometers. So with 90 nanometers, the pigments carbon black will be bluish in the skin, because this is his physical property. From 150 to 200 nanometers, carbon black will be more greenish, so greenish yellowish, and with 350 nanometers, there will be more brownish. But a bigger the particles of carbon black gas, they will be more transparent. That's why producer try to make it smaller. With mining, I need to get a very compact implantation, because big particle you have to implant more compactor, because you would have a space in between, and that's why they want to make it smaller. So that's in this case you can think about, maybe you should use two different kind of pigments. Very good color to mix in their carbon black pigment for eyeliner. The next, what you can do also with pure iron oxide. If you put pure iron oxide in carbon black gas, it would never get bluish. But you need to check that micronization will be probably not so different. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, it is because his physical properties and particle size. Yeah.
Perfect. And maybe my last question, we could
Yeah.
talk a little bit about machines and needles with the
Yeah.
different pigments.
Yeah. So machine, it's um, every machine have eccentric. Eccentric move the needle on different length. Yeah, they call the stroke of the machine. Some of brands, like I have here, they have special already. You can change it. Yeah, I can take with small tools and made and put. I have here 4 millimeter. I have here 3 millimeter, and I have here, I think, 2.5 millimeter. This is free eccentric inside in these tools, and not every device have this like all together in one package. So I have this device in one package. This was with all eccentric together. You don't need to buy this separately. Finally, they have, I think, 4 eccentrics, this device already included. And if you have a short eccentrics, yeah, they move very short and they have less power to penetrate the skin deep. They made a very superficial small hole, and sometimes with sticky pigments, with short eccentrics, with short stroke, you cannot get enough pigments inside. You
Yeah.
need, yes, plus they have not power because they are short. Seconds, sometimes the block of their machine, it's also fixed. The block of the machine maybe have um, not enough amperes, but is fixed on 7.5 volt, and they are like made pain but not implant pigments.
Okay.
Yes, this is the problem, and that's why I like machine with a longer stroke, like if a stroke of 3 millimeters. It's a perfect for everything. You take 3 millimeters stroke, and you work on the eyeliner, and you do this treatments 2 times faster. You also can work with mineral faster with longer stroke. Only if you have a lips, not aquarelle and not nude, but these lipstick lips, you need a small eccentric so that you implant really very compact pigments with a very slow movement. Very important that speed of the machine, of the block. Here I have like this a new modern machine. I recommend everyone because they have also here 2 accumulators, and in some country I know they have some problem with the light. So it sometimes is good, you don't have this cable, you can protect this very well. Also with hygiene is very good. You don't have cable which on the floor, it's. And um, here you have you have different button to bring the speed. He is also fixed on the volt, and if you made, for example, slow speed, you move also your hand slow. If you made the speed bigger, you have to move your hand faster. this is their this is the secret of our successful and clear work. And the next, when pigment doesn't go in the skin, first you do what you should do. You made less speed, you made your movement very so you made your movement shorter, and you move your yes, you move your hands slower, because as slower you move the hands, more pigments would be implanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's not the secret for no one that's the tip of the needle when they come in the skin, that doesn't implant the pigments, that doesn't bring pigments in the skin, because go inside without pigments. Pigments stay on the surface, and when the needle go out, the vacuum which create in the hole take pigments inside. When you have a sticky pigments, there would never fill this whole 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so this is the secret why the sticky pigments, it's you have so less color retention with sticky pigments. Plus sticky pigments, most of them, it's so small micronized, so that they're like not color inside, like 10-15 percent of color, and the rest is cosmetic based in all
So you
sticky.
think, so you think that the mineral pigments could be is better to be mixed with the isopropyl alcohol?
You can, so mineral is different as a carbon black and organic pigments, because mineral you can get very small micronized and concentrated, and you can dilute this with the thinner. Some of mineral pigments is concentrated because they have a smaller molecular weight, That's why you can put also with small particles a lot of powder in the bottle. Organic is a big molecular compounds, and when you have this very small micronized, you need so much cosmetic base to bind this together, so that you have only base and only 15% of color inside. And when you dilute them, you have less color. You have like nothing, because this is the reason why they are all produced with all these thick sticky pigments, which you first need to bring out of the bottle. Some pigments is really a deal to bring it out, like I don't know, these pigments. You see, this very sticky, and
Yeah.
these pigments would be, you have to implant this on the very slow speed. You take a stroke of the machine a little bit bigger, so like 3 millimeters, and you
And can you also use, for example, medium taper?
yes, you take a medium tapers. Yes, because with if you have long taper, they have a so small tip, so that the hole is so thin that you have no like no pigment. If you take such sticky, not concentrated pigments with very small micronization, you have to take medium tapers. You have to take a middle stroke of device, minimum 3 millimeters, and or 3.2, and you work on the low speed of the block. You put the block like if you have a volt, with this critical block is 4.5 or 5 maximum. 4.5 is perfect for shading, to bring a lot of pigments in the skin, and then you work like this faster, much faster.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Polina, for everything you explained to us.
Mhm.
I think that people will learn a lot from this
Yeah.
live. We also created a group on a Telegram, where we want to update you with some new stuff about pigmentology, about pigments. We will do some experiments. We will talk about some brands, and I think it can help you a lot to become better and to understand better pigments you are using. So feel free to add yourself. And Polina, thank you so much for your time. We 100% will create another live stream. We will do another live stream in the future, later this year. And yeah, thank you so much, Polina, for everything. And have a beautiful evening.
To share all information, you can enter in our Telegram channel per link, and there you can ask the questions, because we
Yeah.
are there to answer your questions and to um,
Help you create beautiful brows and lips, and to know how to work with that,
yeah, yes,
because it's really, these informations are really like a gold in
yes,
permanent makeup.
yes. This information save your life, save your client's face, and help you to make the not mistakes. So I want to just thank you, Tess, for this nice event, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you, bye.